Hey everyone, Ryan here. In this quick video, we're going to go over exactly how I use Votium Protocol to maximize my passive income from Convex Finance and from locking up the CVX token. We're going to go over bribes, the voting strategy, how to delegate, should you delegate, and at the end we're going to go over another strategy that's actually going to help you save a bit extra on the claiming fees and transaction fees and things like that, which is really good for smaller holders. This is everything I know about how to maximize your Convex passive income with Votium Protocol. So here we're on the Convex site, we're on the Lock CVX tab. Obviously, you're going to need to lock CVX before you can do any voting. So I'm not going to cover that here. I'm going to assume you've already done that. This is a brand new wallet, so there's nothing set up on here at all, so we can see the process from the start. There's no CVX in here right now, but I would just obviously type in the amount that I want to lock, click approve and lock it. And then you can see here, I will be locked for 16 weeks and 6 days. And then once that's done, we can then participate in the next Votium round. So once our CVX is locked, we're going to go over to Votium.app and we're going to look at how to use that protocol to get the most rewards. Now, a lot of people just delegate to Votium, think that that's all they have to do and they're just going to handle it and they're going to make the most money by just delegating. And that is not true at all, and we're going to look at why now. Firstly, you do need to obviously delegate. So you would just click this delegate button here. We would click delegate. You're going to get a MetaMask pop up, and then you're going to pay whatever the gas fee is. You're going to confirm that, and then you'll be delegated. And now basically you're allowing Votium to act on your behalf. And basically what they're going to do, they're going to take all of your CVX and they're just going to spread them out across the different pools according to what they calculate to be, the highest ROI overall. Now, the problem with that is you're going to be voting across a bunch of different pools. They're not just going to take the one pool that has the biggest rewards and throw all of your votes in there. They're going to spread them out. And what that means is when you come to claim your rewards after the voting is over, you're going to have all of these tiny rewards from all of these different protocols. You might have 4, 5, 6, 7 rewards, and they're all in different tokens, and you have to claim each one of them separately. So you're going to have gas fees every time, which means you can end up paying hundreds of dollars extra just to claim all these rewards, and a lot of time the rewards are worth way less than the gas fees. So you're just gonna have money sat there for months where you'll actually lose funds by claiming it, and that is one problem with Votium. Now, I still delegate to Votium, and I kind of just use it as like a backup. So if I forget to delegate manually, I know that Votium is going to take care of it for me. I'm not going to miss the window. And yeah, I have all these rewards spread out, but I'll still have a bunch that are worth claiming. But even though I delegate to Votium, I actually do my voting manually, and I choose either the tokens that I really want to receive because I'm bullish on them, or because they're paying out the highest rewards. We're going to have a look at how we do that now, because that is how you get the highest ROI. So you can see here in the Votium app, the latest voting round has just opened up for the week of March the 3rd, and it's still new, so there's not many bribes in here yet, but we do have a few. Most will come in closer to the end, but this is going to allow us to demo the process. Now, in a second, I'm going to go through how to decide who we want to vote for manually, because manual voting is going to get you the highest ROI. But first, let's see how we actually do the vote. So let's say, using the process that I'm going to show you in a second, we decided we want to vote for Frax. Their token is FXS, which is the Frax shares. Even though we're delegated to Votium, we can click on this and we can override it and do it manually, and this is going to get the highest ROI, and I'll show you why in a second. This takes us through to snapshot.org, where this is where we vote. So we just need to search for the Frax pool, and once we've got this highlighted, if we were to click plus on this, it would delegate 100% of our CVX to this pool. So if we had 100 CVX, it's going to do all of them. If for some reason we wanted to split between pools, maybe there's 2 tokens we really want to get. Let's say we wanted to do this LUSD pool, we would click one there, and it's going to split it 50-50. And if we want to weight it, we can do that. It's going to go into thirds and so on. And you can, vote across a bunch of different pools if you want to. But remember, the more different rewards you vote for, the more different things you're going to have to claim. And that could end up costing you hundreds of dollars in ETH fees. And that just might not be worth it, depending on the size of your Convex stack. I would say the vast majority of people are better off from a pure ROI point of view and minimizing fees and just voting for 1, maximum 2 different bribes. So let's say we sell on Frax. We've got that selected, 100% of our CVX. We scroll down to the bottom and we just click on vote. We approve the transaction and that is it. We will then be done with our voting for this pool. Now we need to figure out who we want to vote for. So let's jump over to a different website and work that out. You can see here on Votium, it shows us all of the snapshots. We can see the total reward in dollar value or whatever, but that's not actually very helpful in terms of deciding what's going to get us the most money for every convex that we delegate. So you can see here that the Frax FXS pool is putting just over $6 million in bribes. Angle, on the other hand, is doing about 158,000. It doesn't necessarily mean that Frax would be the best one to vote for, because it all depends on how many people vote for it. If everybody votes for Frax, so that thousands of people vote for Frax and just 2 people vote for Angle, then those 2 people will be splitting all of this 158K between them, and thousands of people will be splitting this 6 million from Frax between them. So the Angle people, the 2 guys that just voted for Angle, could end up actually getting more better ROI for each CVX that they lock up. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to a website called Llama Airforce, and I'll link all of these websites in the video description. And what this is going to do, it's going to give us a countdown so we can see when the deadline is, but it's also going to show you which pool is providing the best ROI per CVX that you lock up. Okay, so we only have a few right now. Like I said, it's early in the voting process, but we can see right now, if we were to vote, or if things stayed the same, then currently the €3 pool would be the best to vote for if we're just looking to get the highest amount of money per CVX. And you can see we know Frax had $6 million in bribe value, but they're not even the top right now, because there's probably a whole bunch of people that voted for Frax and they're all splitting those rewards. So what we're going to do is we're going to monitor this voting, and we're going to wait until this gets down to a couple hours left. So currently there's 3 days left. So basically the vast majority of people haven't voted because they want to see what the voting looks like right before it closes. This is what I do. I try and leave it like an hour, half an hour before, but a couple of hours before is fine. And what you're going to see a couple hours before is you're going to see probably 8, 10, 12 different polls. You're going to see, a lot of people would have voted by then, and whichever one is at the top is going to give you the highest ROI for each CVX that you lock up in this voting period, okay? So if we go back and look at one of the previous rounds that is actually completed, if we look at the last one, so this is the most recent poll that's actually completed. This is closed. You can see here it says voting ending, but it gives us an idea of like how things could end up. And this is what it would have looked like. We're very close to this a couple hours before the voting closed. So, if we assume there's like an hour left on this voting period is when I would have went in, and I would be looking at these polls, and I would say, okay, who's going to give me the most money per CVX? And in this case is these 3 at the top here. Although in reality, these are all very close. They're all between like 38 and 40 cents basically. So I can just choose the one who's at the top. I do that fairly often. Or if there's a specific asset that I'm really interested in getting, I can vote for that instead. So I actually usually vote for the UST wormhole pool, which is sponsored, if you like, by Luna. So I like accumulating Luna, and the rewards per CVX is very, very close to the top, and I just really want to get more Luna. So I voted for this one. I voted for one pool. Even though I have a decent amount of CVX, I want all my rewards in one token, so I have one claim, and it's super simple, and I'm not spending all this money on ETH fees trying to claim from all of these different pools, or at least 5 or 6 of these different pools, if I just let Votium do it. Now in a second, I'm going to talk about reducing the fees even more and getting even better ROI. But just to summarize so far, you want to be voting for really just 1, maybe 2 tops in terms of number of pools. So you just have that one claim fee, and you're generally looking for the asset that pays the most per vote lock CVX, which you can see here, and you want to be checking towards the end of the voting window. So when this is just down to down to a couple of hours. But if there's a particular asset you're super bullish on, like me with Luna, you can vote for that. and you will get that. Now let's talk about one other strategy that is going to be really great for even lower fees and people that have a smaller bag of CVX that might have been put off because of all the costs associated with voting and claiming and things like that. So if you only have a few hundred or a few $1,000s worth of CVX even, you can be looking at the fees and be thinking, well, this isn't really worth it when you add everything up. So recently a new tab appeared on the Llama Airforce website called Union. And basically, I'll let you read this for yourself, but what they're doing is they're taking a whole bunch of small holders that have CVX, they're pulling all the rewards into one place, they're doing the voting on their behalf, they're claiming all of the rewards together, and then they're rolling all of those rewards into cvxCRV, which is basically convex curve that pays roughly around 50% APR. And then they're letting that auto compound. So you don't have to deal with any of the fees. They take all your rewards, they convert it to curve for you. So you're basically DCAing into curve without any of the claim fees. And I think they take a small 2% fee. So if you have a small bag of CVX and have been, a little bit put off by the fees, definitely look at the Union. This is a new solution and it will be the most effective in terms of lowering the fees. But you only have the choice of your rewards being converted into cvxCRV. I'd actually be pretty happy with that, but some people aren't. So that's another option for you. Thanks for watching. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and check me out for more passive income videos.